Okay, so there's kind of two different things I wanted to do today. So first of all, I kind of feel like analyzing the size 4 board, uh, just to take a break from all the, complexity of a size 6. Um, and the other idea is that I wanted to kind of have kind of talk about things in a bit of a different way. So it's kind of like a point system, kind of like in chess. You have you talk about what like let's say like a knight is worth 3 pawns, and pawn is like 1 pawn, the bishop's 3 pawns. A rook is like 5 or something, right? So kind of like a way to evaluate how good a position is in some sense. Uh, so in this case, basically, one thing we could look at is how many actions it takes for a player to finish off another player, right? So, like for example, here, blue could finish off red in 3 actions, right? And red could finish off blue in 3 actions. But something we kind of want to factor in, I think, is how many actions each player has. So in this case, of course, it doesn't matter, right? Well, I guess in the first turn it does, because you have blue only gets 2 actions, but in general, right? Like you can't gain actions on a size 4 board. So what we could do is actually kind of subtract the so let's say for example, okay, blue could finish off red in 3 actions. Well, blue has 2 actions, so what we're going to do is we're going to subtract those 2 actions, right? Because they're good things. Whereas like for blue, whereas finishing off red, um, is more actions that it takes is bad for blue, right? Um, kind of, or you could kind of say that it's good for red for that to be like a bigger number, and then the more actions blue has, the worse that is, right? So I think, the way I want to kind of present it is to call it like health, right? So red in this position has 3 health, but then -2, so has 1 health, right? And blue has 3 health, but -4, so actually -1 health. And it's actually okay to have negative health in some sense, as long as you don't have negative health at the end of your turn, or 0 health at the end of your turn. So, for example, if blue, builds some things over here, right? Red could still freeze blue, and blue, of course, ends their turn. Red could get to blue in 3 actions, right? Uh, while having 4. So of course, see, by blue having negative health, right? Blue in this case has negative health at the end of blue's turn, right? That means that blue effectively loses as long as red makes the correct play, right? Um, so yeah. Anyways, I guess I should say that. So the idea is that you kind of alternate between who has more health. So at the end of your turn, you should have more health than the other player. Otherwise, it's pretty bad. Like, you're losing generally. And of course, this isn't everything, right? Like, there's kind of positional advantages everywhere, right? So like that aren't that obvious in these numbers, right? But it's still a good kind of indicator. And so again, like you should be kind of like within your turn, kind of alternating. And in fact, it should be like in a close game, you should basically, I think, be alternating between being two, each time you're 2 health above the other player. I think. Actually, I'm not sure, but we'll see. I think that's right. Okay, so let's pick a move for blue. Okay, the main thing, right, is that blue's priority, since blue can't finish off red, is to get themselves above above 0 health, and I think you could do that with this. Right? So what's the idea? The idea is that red now, in order to finish off blue, has to go, for example, barracks, army, move, move, move. Right? So that's 5, which means that, but red only has 4 actions, so blue has 1 health in this case. Right? So it went from -1 health in this case to 1 health. Okay? Right. And then we can do this. So this right here decreases red's health from what? From -1 originally. I suppose you automatically, red automatically loses 2 health, even if blue does nothing, which blue can't do nothing, right? Really, but like just automatically red loses health because blue gains actions, because blue is going from the first turn to the second. So red automatically loses 2 health, you could say. It loses another 1 health like this. So now red, in theory, has -2 health. Right? So red has -2 health, whereas blue has 1 health still. Right? Yeah, something like that. Okay. I guess I should say that there is an alternative over here as blue, and that's to go like this. Right. So the interesting thing here is that this neutral guard doesn't add any more health in this particular scenario than this player specific guard doesn't add any more health in this scenario than a neutral guard would. Although in some cases it would, right? Because it is a player specific piece and needs to be frozen for red to win, right? But it just happens that red, can freeze both these pieces at the same time, by moving an army here. So we would say that how many health is this? Yeah, so it's still 1 health for blue, right? Because this takes 5 actions. It's almost it seems easier that it's like it almost seems better to just track the number of actions it would take. But like, is it intuitive that is it intuitive that you like it's good for this, obviously, right? But when you start factoring farms and stuff, then okay, we'll keep trying to help. We'll see if it gets to be more intuitive. But yeah, the point is that here it's going to be I almost don't like saying health. But anyways, so this is still a 1, right? The issue is that this one right here doesn't actually add to it doesn't decrease red health, right? Whereas a town right here would, right? Because blue could attack in 2 actions, 1, 2, right? With a town, but with a barracks, it's like 1, 2, 3. Right. So you can see that but clearly like a barracks is pretty good, right? Like armies are pretty good. It's just that that's not really displayed in it's kind of more like a long-term, longer term attack on red stealth, right? Because, if red builds something, builds something over here or whatever, right? Or does this, right? Then, like, so for example, just in this scenario, right? This is, let's talk about it in health. It's 0 health, right? In this case, red actually has 0 health right here because army goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Whereas in this scenario, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's also 0 health, right? But you could see that it's not a disadvantage to have this barracks against this, right? So yeah, but yeah, we could explore both openings, I think. So I think that's a big thing in the size 4 board is the kind of debate between going with towns or going straight into barracks. So in some sense, blue having 1 health in this situation implies that we could put blue down to -3 health if all of our actions as red are efficient. Right? Blue has 1 health. Red has -2. Okay. Yeah, so if all our actions are efficient, wait, we don't have this. Yeah. So but of course that's tricky, right? Because one, just going, well, here, let's try different things. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it's hard to actually go down safely, right? Because then, like, you just get all frozen. Right. Okay. I think I was calculating with this in mind over there. So I think you either go armies or you don't. Right? Let's say that you don't go armies. Like you don't go with barracks, I guess. If you don't go with barracks, then you're probably doing this. Right? And that leaves you at 0. This is 0. Right? However, if you create another nobility, that gets you at least to 1 health. Yeah, this is a good system, I think. So, yes, this is 0. Right. I think I like this more. So get range and then go over here. All right. So what does this do? This gives this gives blue -1 health, right? And gives red 1 health. So that's a gap of 2. But notice how blue had a gap of 3 before. So this kind of feels like it's this kind of feels like it's, giving back some of the well, I guess hold on, it's an improvement on the gap, right? I don't know. Anyways, but it's not as big of an advantage as blue had over red. But I guess the big thing is that once you put a guard down, right, that like closes the gap real quick. So in some sense, the gap before at the end of blue's turn was artificial because that guard wasn't there. Okay, so then there's something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we go, let's say, for example, Barrack's army, 1, 2, 3, right? Yeah, Barrack's army 1, 2, 3. Then that indicates that it takes 5 actions. So red has 2 health here, 1 health here, and blue only has 2. So that's pretty good. There's this idea, right? Which kind of, or even, yeah, I mean, this is as good as you're gonna get, really. So something like this actually gives red 1 more health, doesn't it? Or maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. So either way it doesn't, but it. Or I guess this would. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, and you have to freeze this. No. You could walk through it, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. So this is 6, which means that gives red 2 health. So that's kind of intriguing, right? Because, but then there's this idea that this could be destroyed more easily, right? So something like this, protects both of these. And I kind of like this version, honestly. So I think that's what we're gonna try right here. Yeah, so I guess maybe a gap of 3 is pretty decent. It's just it's hard to prove, but like that's the kind of vibe I'm getting. A gap of 3 is pretty decent. Like I said, the other one gives a gap of 4, but it still doesn't feel as good. Okay, anyways. I guess I better mention this earlier rather than later, but like something like this feels nice as well for blue, having the guard in front. I think I remember like analyzing something like this before, because I did look at size 4 boards a bunch by myself. Yeah. Okay. But this is keeping the idea of armies in mind. If you kind of look at it, the two towns from blue does look pretty silly right now. So I don't know. Maybe we're getting into some kind of idea with what are those with walls at this point. Let's see. Okay, so I was kind of on the verge of giving up on this idea, but I got something there. So like on this opening, you know, right? But I got something over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And the idea is that it's how good is this actually? It's pretty safe. It's pretty defensive. Because this to destroy this is like 1, 2, right? Okay, you could only do it in 5, right? Because you go 1, 2, move here, 3, 4, move here, 4, move there. Oh no, then you're frozen if you. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, push there, right? 3 and 4, 5. Right, so that's a 1 health for blue. I don't think you could do it in 4, right? Because that takes at least 2, right? And that doing it separately would take at least 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I forgot that this increases, right? So you can go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1 health, and could attack in 2, so that means a gap of 3. Yeah, this gap idea is good. So what's the gap? The gap is how much it takes for you. How much it takes for you to destroy, like how safe you are. Yeah, basically your health. Yeah, I mean the difference between your health and the other player's health, basically. Yeah, so if you talk about health, blue has health 1, red has health -2, which seems to be like a typical kind of health setup for like a decent attack, or like a kind of like an aggressive move. So my idea right now is to go like 1, 2, 3. Okay, which looks pretty good, right? Looks like it's like, I mean, you can see that blue has -2 health, right? But what's the issue with this? The issue is that red actually has 0 health. Red does have 1 more action though. But originally I was thinking of something like boosting your own kind of um, your own range. So why 0 health? Because you could go neutral guard. This is actually frozen, and you can't really reasonably unfreeze it as red either. But the point is that you could go neutral guard. This places army 2, 3. 3, 4, right? So that's 0 health for red. But we do have 1 more action here. So what can we do about that? I did have this idea. Is that any better? Kind of is, right? Because you can't do that process from before. Plus, of course, now blue has even less health. Let's see here. Yeah, plus placing a neutral guard here isn't a great idea. This is kind of fun, actually. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's a good move because this might be a gap of 4, right? Because you could take this out in one action, right? And how many actions can red be destroyed in? That's a good question here. I think you have to do armies. Or you could blow something here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Eh? Oh. Okay, I could do it in 5. Yeah. We could do it in 5. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting move, right? So we could say that red has 1 health, whereas blue has -3, which kind of actually feels perhaps decisive, right? Because we increased the gap to 4, right, instead of 3 that it was before. Okay, let's try this. 1, 2. 3. And then 4. I don't know if I like that. Maybe, yeah, no, but you have to place it here. Okay. Which makes things interesting because like this could get squished now. Yeah, pretty sort of easily. Oh, yeah, this is 0 health, actually. Because we could go barracks here, squish 3, and then 4. Huh. Interesting. Another issue is well, somehow getting their specific guard here, either like that or like 1, 2, right? And then just going 3, 4 doesn't it doesn't do this. Yeah, this is the kind of the strong thing right here. Okay. Yeah, and of course the thing that we want to face is but like what to do instead of this. right? Because that's the only. I mean, I suppose we didn't have to unfreeze this, right? We just did one destroy. Unfreezing it would be nice though. But we could always yeah, play around with other ideas. But yeah, I guess what I wanted to say was that what I wanted to say was that we kind of like the -2 to 1 scenario in terms of health. And we could definitely push it down to -1 and -1, but that's not as good. So -1, -1, we could do something like here, and I think something like another nobility maybe, right? Maybe even a this. So this is -1. The question is this -2? I think the thing is that army is actually doing something, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really, all that does is elongates the lifespan of this. Just a cool move from here. Kind of a fun one. 1, 2. Oh wait, does it work? I think it works. 3, 4. Yeah. So that's a ridiculous move, right? That's yeah, it's a ridiculous move. Because that gives so it's -3 health to red, and that's a gap of 4, isn't it? Yeah, because -3 health. And how do you destroy blue? You go 1, maybe start with 1, I think. It's a safe bet. 2. Now you could do some crazy road pushing stuff if you want. Because that's frozen. Whoa. No, that's losing for blue. You know why? You could do 1, 2, 3. Whoa. And you have to specifically push that there, right? Yeah. I mean, you could also destroy it on the way, like that. Yeah, it's like an everything is frozen scenario, right? But yeah, that was a cool attempt from blue. But yeah, so that actually means that's you have -1, health at the end of your turn. Extra bad. 0 is bad, but -1 is. Yeah. but it kind of looked like like 1 health, right? Okay, wait, but what about 1? Uh, two, two, two. 3, 4. Right, just ignoring that. Then surely, what could red do? Hmm. Yeah, this looks good, right? So how many actions is red need to destroy blue? It's seems like a lot. You could start with destroying this. 1. Whoa, it still works. It looks so solid. 2, 3, 4. It looks so solid. Can't believe it. Okay. No. No. It looks so solid. Yeah, I had the idea of force moving this over here instead, but then there's an army too, so you could just force move it back somewhere, or really just or destroy your own piece if you need to. Wow, so you just yeah, that force move in this direction is good because you're going that direction anyways. So. Yeah, it's pretty tricky. Okay, I'm trying something else. 1, 2, 3. I feel like this is gonna end badly. 4. This looks bad actually because 1, 2 is a thing. Right? 1, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, but like we found 1 negative ones, right? So like 1, 2, for example, 3, and then the problem with that is, I don't know what the problem is. We could do something like 4, and then those two could get frozen, right? We just covered that for sure. So if those two get frozen, that's pretty dire, actually. Right? Yeah, it's pretty dire. Let's do this. Right? Surely that helps. It's a -1 health for red, and 1, 2. I mean, what did we say that was? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess that's good, right? Gap of 3, right? 2 health for blue. Is that really 2 health for blue? 2 health for blue, 3 health for red. That's what it looks like. 2 health for blue, -1 health for red. Right? Gap of 3 is usually okay. One, two, 3, 4, 5. Okay, sorry. No, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Sounds like 2 health for blue. Okay, so this is like a defensive move for blue. Seems okay though. Okay, what if we have something like 1, 2, which I'll admit doesn't look that great because of being frozen right away, right? And then the idea is 3, 4. Oh, I can't believe blue is in a decent position now. All right. 'Cause that's what 1, 2, 2 actions. So 2, the negative 2 health for blue. How much health for red? So these 2 are frozen. So how about 1, 2, 3? Ooh, that's a cool move. So 1, 2, 3, and this pushes here 4. Yeah, so that's actually 0. Yeah, so that's not good for for um for red. It's 0 health for red because of this push. Okay. I think I'm going to actually let's see what happens if let's do another bit of a different opening, right? Let's see if blue goes with this with these 2. Just quickly, just to have a quick look, because I don't want to make this video too much longer. Okay, so this idea is that so the idea is that open with armies right here, right? And that only gives you a gap of 2, but in theory that is, might be good, right? It might be good for blue. Well, maybe the other one was good for blue. Although we did have a really hard time finding that counter in that other case. Or maybe we played it too safe, I'm not sure. Anyways, yeah, so let's look at this. I guess, yeah, so this is 1, -1. I think that's a way that we could say -1, 1. Yeah, that's a way that we could kind of say what the state of the game is. Okay, so let's say red does something like this, right? Can't do the previous opening right here because that's actually 0 health for red. So something like this is good. So wait, is this losing? This is losing because that's defended. What do you do as red? 6 familiar to me. I feel like I analyzed it before. Wow. Yeah, so that's the nice thing about this one, you see? Yeah, it's really strong. So it's just a 1, -1 opening, right? But like, it has like these like hidden benefits, like right there, like positioning. Um, you know, Try something interesting, like ignoring. So one. Does ignoring work? Two. I think it might. 3, 4. That's 0 health. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. If you place further back, 1, 2. It's not 0 health. I think 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. No, that's 0 health. Yeah, as long as any side is free, it's 0 health. Do this. No. This. No. Yeah, looks like 0 health to me. Right, is this just bad for red? Is this just a crushing opening? Do we have to wall? Is that what's going on? How much could we wall? And 2. Just make a solid like block of walls over here. It would be losing. How do you deal with this? Okay, let's start with the defense. So this is only -1, right? And -1 is still something. This is valid defense. 1, 2 is valid defense. By valid defense, I mean not valid defense. Right, but it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's still 0. So this is still 0. But something like this. And going somewhere out of the way should be fine. So like 2, 4. Right, that looks okay, maybe. Okay, well, what is this? I'm trying to analyze how many actions it would take to destroy. It's clearly not more than 5. And clearly not 4, right? Okay. So -1 health. I'm a shelf here. 1, 2, 2. -1, -1. Okay, cool. So I mean, -1 can work, right? Like, right? It's just yeah, -1 can work. Oh, might as well replace this with one of these, right? Yeah, like that. So that's still, yeah, still, so barracks, 2, 3, barracks here, here, move here, and then another one here. Yeah, so still -1, -1. So what about like 1, 2, 3, just approaching more. 4, that seems fun, right? Was it? What? When was that? Did I just put that instead of that? Yeah, I totally did. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is a issue for red. Right? Because that is a -3 against a what? Hopefully not more than 1, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sounds that way. Okay. So suddenly it's a gap of 4. All right. So that seems pretty desperate. Yeah. Seems pretty strong for blue in general. Blue picks the right opening. Maybe we didn't pick a good one for red. Yeah, so that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I'll end the video there. So I hope you enjoyed this analysis of the size 4 board, and also this kind of new idea of counting health, as it were. To kind of compare how well off each player is.